Welcome back to WagerTalk.com. We're heading out Saturday action. We've got Pac-12 coverage. We're going to take a look at USC and UCLA, and I'll go to the LA boy, Preston here. This is your old stomping grounds. Set us up on this one. On projected line, we're making this one UCLA going to be somewhere around 12 and a half on Saturday.
Yeah, I think that's a good number. People know my BYU Utah ties, but I'm actually a UCLA fan because I grew up there, and all of my friends jumped to the Pete Carroll USC football bandwagon, and I was the guy that was like, no way, because I know you weren't USC fans before they started winning. So I'm a Bruins fan. I'm hoping they get the revenge, because they did lose to this team. I guess it was probably 10, 12 days ago now, something like that. But
they lost to them last year too, didn't they?
All three times.
Four straight,
yeah, so they've lost 4 times in a row. I don't think I'm ever going to lay the number unless it was 10 or less. But there are a few things that stood out to me in that game. I looked at the box score quick before we shot up the video. And you said I think they lost only by 6 or 8 points, but it was actually USC that shot 30-something threes and made 14 of them. UCLA only made 6 threes. UCLA turned it over 17 times to USC's 8, and I believe USC had like a 6 or 8 free throw advantage as well. And after all that, UCLA only lost the game by 6 or 8 points. So I actually think UCLA, when they were not turning it over, and if they weren't just letting USC shoot lights out, they played the better game overall and are a more efficient team. One thing to worry about USC, and that's actually a team I bet 200-1 last week after seeing Boatwright return, which I think was the following game. He came back after the UCLA win against Washington, came off the bench and had a career high, like 23 points. He's been fantastic. He might be their best player after just coming back in, and I think it's 4 games that they've played. So I took 201 shot on them just because I think now they have a little more depth and an opportunity to maybe make a push into the Sweet 16 or further. But as far as this game goes, if it's around that 12, I'll be passing. 10 or less, so I think it is a UCLA side that similarly, kind of Ralph mentioned, you've lost this team 4 times in a row. You're the better team. You're at home. You got to make it happen. So I think UCLA is where I lean, but I need the number to be down.
Ralph, how about you?
USC, number 1 offense, number 115 defense, and that's the problem. USC shot 14 of 34 three-pointers, like you said, in the first game. USC played number 6 defense Oregon this past weekend at home, only shot 6 of 27 from the 3. So that scares me a little bit, laying double digits with a team that has a very poor defense for a big school, for a big conference school. The other thing I look at is, since this is a rivalry game, there's no midweek game. They played last week and they have the midweek off. USC 5-2 against the spread with 4+ days off. UCLA only 2-4 against the spread with 4+ days off. Usually the offense needs more time to get into gear, get into sync. This would be a play, Preston, you like first half plays that I would look at. USC's offense starting a little slow, having to get back and cover a double-digit spread. And revenge doesn't come when you've lost 4 times. I think at that point, it's in your head. The crosstown rival keeps getting you and getting you. So when you struggle, those thoughts come into your mind. I like the dog in this.
All right, well, I'm going to be the guy going the other way again. I'm on UCLA here, and I'll tell you why. You pointed out where I'm going with this play. You mentioned about that they're off for the whole week they play. I'm going to go back to the first meeting, and usually when you have the rivalry games like this, like in Arizona, Arizona State, USC, UCLA, that's the case. They don't play a midweek game. They have the whole week off leading up to the rivalry game. Well, when they played the first time, they played midweek. And the thing is, UCLA was coming off of playing Arizona. That was a huge game. I know this is a rivalry game, but the Arizona game was bigger in the landscape of the season. And I thought they were at a huge disadvantage in that one, and they did play poorly. They got off to the bad start, and they didn't shoot well, and they still only lost by 8 points, as you pointed out. Now they've got a whole week to prepare. They're coming off a game on Sunday in which they were on cruise control the whole game. I had Oregon State on Sunday as a free play on the betting first look because it was a perfect sandwich spot. They were coming off of Oregon, had Oregon State, and had USC on deck. They just coasted the last 10 minutes of that game. They won and didn't cover. I got the easy cover. I think you got value here, and because they've lost 4 times in a row to this team, they get up. They're not taking their foot off the gas. They're going to send a message, run the score up. I'll go ahead and lay the points with UCLA on this one. I like them on Saturday.
passing for me, but I think you guys can battle it out. Maybe save some juice if you end up playing the same side and just book the bets with each other or something.
All right, guys. Good stuff from both of you. Hey, and don't forget, guys, you want to save $10 at Wager Talk? You can do it with the coupon code ZAGS or use ZAGS10 and you'll get $10 off. And don't forget, if you're new to Wager Talk, you can get a $50 sign-up bonus after your first $12 purchase. Just email support@Wager Talk, put your username in there, and within 24 hours, we'll give you a $50 sign-up bonus for your first purchase of $12 or more. It's just our way of saying thank you for joining the Wager Talk team. We'll be back with more here at Wager Talk.